Hey guys, this is Anuj. I'm an automation trainer, and in this video, we are going to cover Git Lab Runner Setup for Windows, and we'll also cover a couple of additional troubleshooting tips that comes quite handy when we face some issues around the Git Lab Runner. So yeah, let's get started. So let me first of all cover what I am covering in this uh, video. So these are the contents that I would be covering. I'll be going in detail to these, and I'll also be setting up the created GitLab runner to the project, and we'll try to, and we'll run it and show you that as well. So first of all, we'll cover what is the GitLab runner, just basics, the definition stuff as a placeholder we'll cover, and then we will cover the steps to install and register a GitLab Runner. After that, we'll also cover the final bit which is there, which is additional troubleshooting tips. So, what is a GitLab Runner? So you can find these definitions from the GitLab documentation as well. I have picked it from there only. So just for the context side of the things, GitLab Runner, it's an open source, like we know. And it's an open source project that is used to run our jobs and send the results back to GitLab. And it is used in conjunction with the GitLab CI that we have. And it also coordinates the jobs that we want to run. So basically, it's a kind of builder, you can say, which basically uh, runs the jobs that we want to run on specified machines, and it through GitLab CI it sends the result back to the GitLab. So GitLab Runner is basically written in the Go language, and it can be run as a single binary. So let's see the steps to install and register the GitLab Runner. So the steps can be broken down into 4 pointers, I would say. First of all, we'll be downloading the GitLab Runner binary. So I have mentioned the links here as well. You can go to the specified links to download the GitLab binary. You can download it based on uh, the OS bit that you have. So I have already downloaded my 64-bit binary in here. And then we have certain steps to register the GitLab runner. So we'll just go one by one to follow these steps of installing and registering the GitLab. So first of all, we'll be downloading the binary. Uh, like I have already downloaded and kept it at a particular folder. We can keep it at a particular folder, and then we need to run an elevated command prompt. So let me open an elevated command prompt with yeah. Let me open it as an administrator. Let me go to a particular folder where I have kept that executable that I have downloaded, the GitLab runner. So yeah, I have created it with the name of GitLab runner only. So let me go to that. Yeah. So now I am currently in the GitLab runner folder that I have created, wherein I have placed the binary. Now, and in the meantime, I'll also open the GitLab, wherein I have a project already created, which I would to which for which I would be creating a GitLab runner, and to which I would be uh, aligning my GitLab runner that I would be creating and running my uh, build for that. So yeah, like you can see, So you can see I've already have a Git Lab Runner test created, which I will be utilizing for this purpose. So currently, if you see in terms of the runner corresponding to this particular project, let's see if we have any runner created. So you can see I don't have any specific runner created. So we have the provision to create a specific runner or a shared runner. So shared runner can be used by in general by all the projects or something, and specific runner we can bind it to a particular project as well. So in this demo we'll be creating specific runner, right? So these are some of the fields which would be quite handy while registering the runner. So as I have mentioned earlier that we need to go open a elevated command prompt and go to the folder where we have mentioned the where we have kept the GitLab executable. Now what we'll do as a part of the second step of registering the GitLab runner, we'll see the name of the executable that we have, which in my case it is gitlab-runner.exe. So I'll use this gitlab-runner.exe, and then I will do a register. So you can see there are a set of things that it is asking, like please enter the GitLab CI coordinator URL. So this would be this URL that we have, which in our case is this gitlab.com. So we'll just mention this. So the next thing it asks is enter the GitLab CI token for this number. So you can see this is the token that we have for number, and this is for the specific project. So this is the project that I have created a project, and this is when I go inside it and go to the settings and then specific runners, then I can find this specific project specific token in here. So I'll just copy this and then I'll paste it. Then it asks me to have a description for this. So let me have a description like test runner. It asks me for the tags that I want to have. So this tag would be used while when we want to align this particular runner to our project. So let me have the same name for this. We can have multiple names for this as well, and we can separate those names with the comma as it's mentioned here as well. Then after this you can see it is asking for the executor type. So based on our requirement we can have different types of executors like Docker, SSH, Parallels, Shells, VirtualBox, Docker, Plus Machine, etc. In this demo we will be using Shell, which is a very basic executor, very simple plain executor. So we'll just mention this. So you can see now the runner is registered successfully, right? So now as per our steps, what we have done is like we have downloaded, we have performed this step, and then we have registered the GitLab runner. So up till step 2 we are fine. Now the next step that we need to do is we need to install the runner that we have created, and we need to run the GitLab runner as a service, right? So the way to do it is, so we need to do GitLab runner.exe, then install. So let's see what happens after this. So you can see it got installed, right? So you can cross verify it by going to the services.msc, and you can see your GitLab runner service is present and its startup type is automatic currently. So the next step that we need to perform here is we need to start the service. So we'll do GitLab runner and then we need to do a start. So you can see we have got the response now, and let's cross check it from services.msc again that it has started or not. This is an alternative way that I am doing, right? So you can see it's running. The other way to check these things we will be covering as a part of the additional tips that we have. Right, so now what we have is like we have the runner registered, we have the runner installed, and we have the GitLab service up and running. And we have also started the service. Now let's see in the uh, let's see here if our specific runner that we have created is displayed here or not. Let's refresh it. So I've just refreshed it. So let me go to the runners. So you can see we now have the test runner created here, and it is online as well. So the way to go here is we need to go to this we need to go to settings, CI/CD, and then once we click on the CI/CD, we need to go to the runners. So you can see we have this up and running. Let's go and see the details that are getting populated here. So you can see it is active. Our runner is active now, and we can specify the maximum job timeout here as well, and we can you can see that the last contact was made 1 minute ago as well. So this means that our and this is a specific runner that we have created specific to the project, right? So our runner is active. Now the next step that we need to perform is to align this runner to so for that we need to go to the project, and then we need to go to GitLab ci.yml. This is where we would be aligning this run. So I have created a very basic project just for the purpose of demo, and I'll just update the tag that I have created with the name of the runner. So I'll update it to test runner, R is capital, and I'll copy and paste it here as well. So I have just created a very basic test for demonstration, and I have included just two stages, build and execute. So and this backtick is required here if we want to have some parameterized commands like -t or -x or something like that. So this is kind of an escape character that we need to include. Otherwise, our PowerShell um, would be unable to read it and will give an error. So this is something that we take care of. So yeah. So I'll just update it. Update GitLab CIML ci.yml for let's say the test runner, and I'll just commit the changes, and so you can see the CI configuration is valid, and then we can quickly go to the pipeline and see if our tests have started running. So you can see our pipeline, the test have started running. So yeah, let's go to the pipeline. So you can see the build is successful and it has started executing as well. So it has started executing as well. So the next thing that we would be covering as a part of this is to have additional troubleshooting tips and commands. So a couple of commands that I found handy um, for the troubleshooting are like, let's say if you want to verify whether your service is running or not, GitLab whether your GitLab runner is running or not, you can use something like GitLab runner, then verify. So it will give you the, it will bring back the details, and it will mention that the runner is alive, and it will mention the runner number that got generated, right? The second useful command is restarting the service. So what happens here is, once we register, let me first of all stop the service, or let's be add like that only. So if we go to that folder where we have initially kept the GitLab Runner.exe, you can see that there is a toml file which is a config.toml. So let's open this one up. So you can see these are the details around it. So if we, let's say, want to have multiple runners registered based on our criteria, then we can have multiple runners mentioned in this config or toml as well. So as of now, we just have one runner. So you can see that one runner is coming, and we have certain configurations like session timeout, which we can modify as well. So let's say whenever you want to make some updates in the properties of the config.toml, then the next thing that you want to have is, before doing this, you need to stop the service like we generally do, and then make the changes and then start the service. Basically, for the changes that you are doing, in order to make, in order to reflect it, you need to restart the service. So one handy command that we can use is Git Lab Runner Restart or Git Lab Runner Stop and Start, in whatever sequence that you want to have. So let's say I want to restart the service, I can simply do a Git Lab Runner Restart, and it will take some time and it will restart the service, right? Another very handy command that we have is Git Lab Runner Debug Run. So you see that it took some time because the service is restarting. So now it has restarted. So the next command that we were talking about was running it in debug mode. So basically what we can do is, like, sometimes we get some errors or some issues around the GitLab runner not getting connected properly, or let's say it sometimes is becomes offline or something. So in order to troubleshoot it, we can use it in debug mode. So uh, we use this debug command. So I'll just show you how we do it. GitLab runner hyphen debug, and then we'll run. So what it does is, like, it will load all the configurations that we have, and then it will keep on checking for the builds that we have. So you can see currently, I mean, like, our build must have passed right now. So you can see, yeah, so it has passed. So there is no current jobs that are running, and our runner is currently free. So let's say if we, if let me schedule a new pipeline, and then you can see that it shows all the things that happens with that runner. So let me add a new pipeline here. Let me quickly do that. So let me simply run a pipeline and run for master. So you can see build has started, and in here you can see now that it has started mentioning the things that the runner is doing. So runner is not currently um, free, so it shows all the things. And likewise, if you get some error or something, then you can troubleshoot using this. This is very quite descriptive as it is in the debug mode. So that's all, guys. That's all in terms of the content of this video. So if you like the video, please give a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel for more updates, more videos around the automation.